look to the federal government for all the answers. We're done.
Elections are about a choice.
This country is headed toward bankruptcy.
They're not a referendum. It's a choice.
How many people think Obamacare is going to be good for us? No.
These guys don't get it.
How many people think the stimulus created jobs? No, it killed jobs.
All we're asking for is a fighting chance.
How many people like the $13 trillion worth of debt we have? No.
Time to get up, folks. So get up.
How many people believe we need higher taxes? No.
Go get them.
Or more regulation? No.
Get up.
This election is all about that.
You know, the future that we're planning right now may be no future at all.
The key is all of us get out to vote. We get everybody we know to get out to vote. We make telephone calls. We take yard signs and get them out there and get everybody to the polls.
And we are just 5 days away from the midterm elections, and all signs suggest that voters will usher in a GOP tidal wave on Tuesday. Now, a brand new Gallup poll reveals that Americans are leaning even more strongly towards the Republican Party than they were in 1994. Now, this year, 55% of those polled said they were either Republican or leaning Republican. Now, that's compared to 49% who gave that response in 1994. 40% of respondents said they were Democrats or leaning Democrat. That's compared to 44% in 1994. Now, both of those numbers put the GOP in a stronger position this year than in the year of the Republican Revolution. Now, not only that, with the latest New York Times CBS News poll, that reveals that as the Republican Party gains strength, the powerful coalition that sent President Obama to the Oval Office back in 2008 is falling apart. Now, take a look at these figures. Now, going into the midterms, 30 to 44-year-olds favor the Republicans by 6 points. Now, back in 2008, they favored the Democrats by the same margin. Now, the same holds true for college graduates who leaned Democratic in 2008. They now favor the Republicans by a whopping 20 points. Roman Catholics also favor the GOP this year and by 24 points. Now, that's a major loss for the Democrats because that group favored them by 10 points just 2 short years ago. Now, finally, and perhaps most significantly, independent voters have swung drastically to the side of the Republicans, favoring the GOP by 20 points. Just 2 years ago, they favored the Democrats by 8. Now, with all that in the background, the president is only giving Americans more reason for frustration. In a recent interview with liberal bloggers, he indicated that his position on gay marriage may be shifting, but pulling a trick out of Bill Clinton's old playbook, he declined to indicate how. Quote, "You're right that attitudes evolve, including mine, and I think that it is an issue that I wrestle with and think about because I have a whole host of friends who are in gay partnerships." Now, that's interesting since the president has called for the repeal of the Defense of Marriage Act consistently since 2004. Now, short of endorsing gay marriage, which he declined to do, I'm not sure how his attitude could have evolved. Now, the propaganda minister, well, he didn't do much to clear things up either.
I would simply point you to what he said in the answer in outlining why he believes what he believes. He gave a pretty lengthy an answer on sort of where he is on this.
Now, I have to think it is precisely this lack of transparency that has the American people fed up. And joining me now with reaction is author, columnist, the one and only Ann Coulter. Coulter, welcome back to Hannity.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
All right, so
you're not really doing much to lower expectations, by the way.
Yeah, which you've wanted to do for the longest time. All right, look at these numbers, though, Gallup. 94, Republicans won 54 seats. These numbers are amazing. All right, the GOP then had a 5-point advantage among likely voters. Now it's a 15-point advantage.
Yes.
And you look at Charlie Cook and Stu Rothenberg and Politico, they say 97, 99, and 100 seats are up for grabs here. I mean, could it be a big...
Oh, they don't say 100 seats
in play.
You are I'm throwing cold water on this insane
I'm not running. I'm looking. Look at these numbers then, and 94, we call it a revolution, and look at the numbers today.
The most important thing, we'll find out on Tuesday, but the most important thing about that poll was that I am so proud of my gender, which is for the first time voting Republican more than they have since that poll has been taken beginning in 1992, and I think that is because women are more likely to pay the bills in a family, something I didn't know. One of my Politico friends just sent me that information. Women tend to pay the bills, and their taxes are going through the roof. Their health care is going through the roof.
All right, but let's break it down. All right, women, Catholics, the youth vote, independents, college grads.
Youth vote, all unemployed right now. Hope they remember to vote.
Okay, all now switching. Then you could take it to the...
Well, not all, but it's moving slightly. Yes,
moving
it looks
slightly,
like
moving dramatically.
Look, it looks like it's going to be a good year for Republicans, but unfortunately for Republicans, the environment's very good. The Senate seats that are up are not very good. They're the very heavily blue states. It's the parentheses states, as Michael Barone calls them, the two coasts. That isn't good for us. A lot of these races are tightening.
Agree.
But I think
agree.
it's worth pointing out to West Virginia voters, Manchin, your Democrat governor you love so much and you might make senator now, said he would vote for Obamacare. When it passed, he said he would vote for it. He supported it. Now this weekend, to win your hearts, he's claiming, oh, I wouldn't vote for Obamacare. If you fall for that, West Virginia, I'm sorry, you're a cheap date.
All right, there's breaking news tonight on the Drudge Report.
Oh, yes, there is.
All right, and this is amazing. And it's
not amazing to me.
All right, on Drudge, the links, Clinton pushed Kendrick Meek, to get out of the race in Florida, and then he would support Charlie Crist.
Right.
Now, Michael Steele has come out saying this would have a chilling effect with black voters. He said this would send a chilling signal to all voters, especially African-American voters. And the idea was that Marco Rubio, Hispanic-American, Cuban-American, by the way, don't the Democratic Party claim that they have a majority of or monopoly of compassion when it comes to minorities? So the African-American candidate's going to be pushed out.
We have the majority of Hispanics running this year. They want Hispanics and blacks to vote for them. They don't want blacks or Hispanics to be actually in positions of power. And this is part of the Obama trend of wanting to be the only black Democrat in elected office. You will recall how he's gone after Charlie Rangel, how he asked Patterson, the governor of New York, to step aside. Now, the actual Democrat in this race, Meeks, they're asking to step aside for a lifelong Republican, Charlie Crist.
Yeah, okay, so how do we interpret this? Now, here's an interesting point. Marco Rubio put out a statement. As of today, 1.7 million Floridians have already voted. There's not a single poll that shows Crist leading Rubio in a hypothetical two-way race. It wouldn't have worked anyway, but the fact that they would scheme and plot and plan to that level to, try and go after somebody. You know what I think they've concluded is Marco Rubio can be president one day. As
I think you're getting kind of ahead of the game, but he is going to be the next senator from Florida. As for Meeks, I don't know, are black Democrats going to come out and vote for a lifelong Republican, Charlie Crist? This is part of a pattern. You say they're finagling and the tricks they're pulling. You not only have them asking the one Democrat in the race in Florida, who happens to be black, to pull out of the race. We have this dirty trick against Christine O'Donnell today, which I guess we're going to talk about in a minute. But the point is, this is how they got the health care bill
What do you think about Michael Steele?
This is how the Democrats operate. Look at what George Soros did down to Rand Paul in Kentucky, sending this sociopathic woman who rushed Rand Paul twice, hit him in the face with the sign. His fans hold him back one time. And she leaps up again a second time. This is how the Democrats operate.
All right, let me put all this together here. You got Michael Steele saying that Clinton's actions to have Meek withdraw from sends a chilling signal to all voters. It was up on the Drudge Report as I came down here tonight. All right,
yes, it does.
Second point, you got Jerry Brown's campaign referring to Meg Whitman as a whore. You got Joyless Behar on The View referring to Sharon Engel as a bitch. You've got, if you stay on Drudge, you can also see an article about Christine O'Donnell linked to Gawker, where this so-called anonymous person, they actually put this up and may have been paid for, we don't know, that Christine O'Donnell, horrible, specific details
and demonstrably, patently false about a sexless one-night stand.
Sexless one-night stand.
The attacks Christine O'Donnell has come under are just stunning. For one thing, this shows why public figures don't like to meet new people or go out in public. This was the roommate of someone she apparently did date. Just a shocking, misogynistic attack. Right. This is the Democratic Party, America, that they would even put something like this up, an anonymous attack like this. That is the one upset in this race I want more than any other in Delaware. And there's going to be a big rally this weekend, from what I understand, on behalf. No, I'll be sleeping.
What time do you wake up every day? Noon. Noon every day?
Well, if it's a good day.
All right.
Sometimes I work late and sleep a little longer.
Ann Coulter, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for being here.